Kat, you've been here 2 years now, which is fantastic. We were really pleased that you did the second year. When you first arrived, what did you hope to get out of your time in Framlingham?
Well, I always dreamt of going to the uni here, so I always, well, my sort of primary aim was to succeed in my exams and everything, but I also took it as a like cultural experience because I've been to like excursions to England, but I've never actually lived here. So I wanted to like get around, get to know some people and everything like that. So I wanted to like get some new skills, new friends out of that as well. So it's kind of like 50-50 both really.
And when you think back 2 years ago, how did you feel on that first day when you arrived?
Well, I think everyone was nervous, and if guys who come this year, if you're nervous, English people also do feel nervous this day as well, because looking back, I'm talking to my friends I've made now, and they say they were nervous as well because they've been in other schools, they don't know anyone as well. So if you feel nervous, don't think that it's just you feeling that nervous, it's everyone. So of course I was nervous, but a first day is always fun. Like you don't go straight into studying, you do like induction, you do different activities, you get to know people, so that you don't have to walk into classroom with entirely like classroom full of like people you don't know. You will know people after induction day, so it's like fun. And you will get relaxed throughout the day. So if you're nervous in the morning, don't worry, it'll go away.
Yeah,
so
good.
It will be good.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And that's good. And when you arrived, what did you think were the major differences between your old school and boarding life in England?
Well, firstly boarding, because I think most schools in Eastern Europe do not do boarding, but I think it's so much better because you come and it's not just foreigners who board, but English people as well. So it's good for your language skills, obviously, and you do make friends better because if you just go back home, you don't mess around with people as much as you do in the boarding school, because you're like 24/7 with them pretty much, and you make friends so much easier like that. And I think it gives you greater bond with teachers as well, because teachers are around because they do different activities and everything, so you feel like you're kind of friends with your teachers by the end of it because you kind of see them outside the classroom as well, which is good. So I think that's the biggest difference really. Yeah,
that's good. So thank you. When you first arrived also, did you have what was your major worry, your major concern? And how did you overcome that?
I think because it's like you go to the school, so your major concern has to do with the academic side of your life, really. So I was a bit worried because I was going to study in English, a different language. That's like the sort of structure of the education is different. So that's what I was worried about most. But literally, don't worry, because the language we learn is more of a language that's is taught here. And like I cannot promise that like pretty much no one has language problems when it comes to studying, because I'd say the only problem with like language and communication is when you talk to your peers, because you have different accents, like slang and everything like that, and they tend to talk quite quickly. But I'd say in 2 weeks' time you get used to it really quickly, so that's not an issue.
Did you understand everything the teachers said?
Yeah, because teachers speak like in a proper sort of like I don't know, I say classical English. I don't know, like you understand everything. That's what we are taught at school, as in like a proper English. But when it comes to peers, they talk in a more slangy way. But you'll get used to it really soon. Like you just catch it like that.
You adapt, don't you?
Yeah, especially in the boarding school when it's like girls, boys, you interact, you talk, like you just catch it really quickly. And you end up using some words and you don't even kind of learn them. You just like end up using them, so it's like no worries. I'd say first month and that's it. It's gonna be fine.
Okay. And we always say to any boarders, particularly overseas boarders, it's really important to integrate as quickly as possible. How would you suggest that somebody new into boarding integrated?
Yeah, I'd say like the best way is go and do things. Like don't lock yourself in your room. Go and do things. it might be a bit more difficult first days because you won't know people, but it will be much more easier to do it in the beginning of the year than in the end when people will already make friends and everything. So I just say, if you're invited somewhere, go. If you have an opportunity to join some like club or like do some activities, do them. Like just go out. Like don't stay in your room. Don't give the impression that you're a closed person, because you're not, I'm sure. And if you're like shy or something, just go. Like, I don't know. It's just my recipe, really. I don't know. I think that's
a good recipe. And what did you get involved in?
Well, I did. At first, I was a bit reluctant because I was a bit embarrassed that maybe I might not know how to do some things. But now I can definitely say, don't worry. It makes it even more fun if you don't know how to do some things. Like I had to do like rounders, which I had no idea how to do. Everyone's like laughing at me and like shouting what to do. But it was great fun, and now we like laugh about it when we remember about it. And I did charity, which is good because you mess around with loads of people. Like you do things. I did sports, like I did tennis and swimming. So like do things, and you don't have to be like amazing at it, because like some people who do it just for fun.
Yes.
And they're gonna be people who are like you, so there's no point of worrying. Just go and do things.
And were there any particular events in house that you got involved in?
Yeah, I was doing house singing. Yeah, and it's great fun. I'm not particularly good at house dancing, so I did skip that one. But I think like you just get involved, because you don't have to be on stage, but you can help out like with decorations, costumes and everything, and it's great fun. It makes your boarding life so much brighter and so much more fun. Like those are good.
Yeah, absolutely. And tell me about weekends, because the boarding pattern over here can be quite different, i.e. there are some boarders who stay all week, some boarders who go home every weekend, some boarders who maybe board 2 or 3 nights a week at the moment. What did you get up to at weekends, and did you find you could occupy yourself enough?
I say there is always someone in on the weekends. Like, don't be worried that you're the only foreigner and there won't be people. People will be in different houses in your house, so you'll always have people like to talk to go to meals to, so it's fine. And then on Saturdays there are always like sport activities you can do, like fitness, swimming and stuff. So Saturdays are normally quite busy because you still have school and everything. So Saturday feels like a full kind of school day, really. And then on Sundays school does like different trips. Like pretty much every weekend you have like trips to like towns or cities where you can go like sightseeing, shopping, or like watch a movie. But if you're not like in the mood to go somewhere, people just stay in the house, like watch a movie. Like we would gather in one of the houses and watch like a movie on the weekend, which is quite good, like just to relax. And again, you meet new friends and everything. So like on the weekend, again, go out and do things, because there are people doing things and you won't get bored.
Sure, but at least it gives you that choice, doesn't it? You could either catch up on work, or it's the one day of the week when you have a bit of an opportunity to manage your own time. Yeah,
because I know sometimes people just like prefer to have a lay-in, just have a day to themselves, because if you live in a boarding house, sometimes you feel like you want to spend some time by yourself, so it's perfectly fine. You have like the range of options, so you can do whatever you want, really.
Yeah, that's right.
It's good, like don't worry, boarding is good.
And what sort of arrangement did you come to at half terms? What did you get up to then? Did you go home every half-term holiday, or did you go on other things?
Well, because HMC is quite good, because you can have some of the holidays to go with the HMC's people. So they go to Oxford, Brighton, I think, I'm not sure. So they have some really good ones there. I went to Oxford and that was great, because you get to know more people. You go sightseeing and it's quite good price, and it's really good. But then most of the times I went home though. But there are plenty of things you can do, really. You can go to your friends you made. It's really just up to you. Like, don't worry, you will have place to go to, really. And HMC is really good for that. Like, don't worry, you'll have something to do on there.
Good.
Yeah.
And so during this 2 years, have you made some good friends here?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to say that like you do have to come with an attitude that everyone's new and it will take time to make friends, but I guarantee you that by the end of your first year you'll definitely make really good friends. Like I have a couple of friends who are coming to my place after this, and I'm going to my friend's place. So like you make friends, that's definitely, especially if you're bored. There's no chance you can't make friends.
Yeah.
So it's like you will definitely have friends. So no worries about that.
And if you did do this, if you were to do this again, would you do anything differently?
I wouldn't really, because when I look back those 2 years, I changed so much. Like I'd say I'm a completely different, like not a completely different person, but I'm a different person in terms of what I think, what I do, like maybe even how I look. So I think I would never change anything, and it changes you so much. And believe me, you look back and you think that's definitely been a great change. So if you have that opportunity, use it, because I don't know people who have been looking back and saying, oh, I shouldn't have done it. And I know quite a lot of people who travelled here to study, so it's a great opportunity. So
and looking back over your 2 years, what's the one most important aspect of it, do you think?
I think there is no like one most important aspect. I think it's just the way it changed me really, because it's just the way I think about things. It's just the way I am. I think like the combination of it changed me, because like being friends with English people, maybe leaving here for a bit and studying in this system, because you analyze more, you think differently. So I think like if I met myself 2 years ago, like we wouldn't be friends really. I don't know. So it's just one. I wouldn't sort of highlight one aspect. It's just the combination of those. They changed you, and I think that's what's important. Like you don't focus just on academics or just on sports or just on social life. You kind of just combine everything, and I think that gives the best result really.
Yeah, it's very sensible. Look at the whole package.
Yeah.
And if I said to you, okay, Kateryna, you can give one phrase of advice to somebody doing what you've just done, what would that phrase be?
I'd just say like do it, like go and do it. Like I don't know, just as simple as that. Just go and do things. Like you're given this chance, and loads of people have been like trying to get it. And once you get it, you might as well use it, because it's a chance you're giving once in your life. So you might just get most of it really. So if you get a chance to do something, just say yes. It should be like your rule. If you're like invited to do some activity, or if you're invited to go somewhere, just say yes, because like you might regret something you haven't done, but you don't really regret things you've done. So I think like go and do things would be like the best advice really.
Because you don't want to leave thinking, I wish I'd done that. You've certainly made the most of everything here. I know you've had a great couple of years. What are your plans now?
Well, hopefully for my next year, I'm hoping to go and study history in Cambridge, but if I get my grades. So yeah, that's my ultimate hope at the moment, but yeah. So education here doesn't only give you friends and everything, it also gives you good education.
Sure.
So yeah, and you have a good chance of getting into university and everything, so you have to aim high. So.
Absolutely. And most people come here just for 1 year. Why did you decide to do 2?
Well, yeah, as I said, I always wanted to go to the uni here, but I think when it became quite important and personal for me was like when I actually made friends, and I realized I don't really want to live this place, because I have friends I'm in a good relationship with. I really like the teachers here, so it kind of became like personal to me. Yeah. So that's when I was like, oh, I really want to stay for a second year. And yeah, of course, it's about the university and the future and everything, but I think it's friends that made it quite personal and made me want to stay.
Yeah, well, you certainly made the most of it, and you've had a great couple of years. So
yeah, I did really enjoy it. Like, it's a really good opportunity. I think like people should use it, and it's like once in a lifetime opportunity, really. So
good.
Well, go for it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.